"Grandpa, we need you to move to the back. Now!" The young parade coordinator said it loud enough for 6 rows to hear, snapping his clipboard against his palm like a gavel. Corporal Ely Monroe did not raise his voice. He simply said, "I've been sitting in the back my whole life, son. I'd like to see the front, just this once." Nobody moved. A woman's hand froze mid-wave. A little girl on her father's shoulders stopped clapping. Nobody yet knew what was hanging from the old man's neck, threaded on a cord gone soft with 80 years of handling, or what it would cost this town to find out. Somebody was about to lose everything they'd built a career on. And somewhere in this crowd, a decision was already being made that no one could take back. But to understand what happened next, you have to go back 3 hours, to a folding chair at the very end of Main Street, where an old man sat alone with his hat in his lap and nobody looking his way. Ely Monroe had arrived before sunrise, the way he always did, and set his chair on the curb himself because no one had reserved him a seat. He wore a field jacket 2 sizes too big now that the years had taken his shoulders down, and pinned over his heart was a small bronze star, dulled from decades of pocket lint and rain. Under his shirt, against his chest, hung the dog tags, his father's, not his own. Warren Cole, the parade's regional coordinator, walked the route with a clipboard and a voice built for people who couldn't say no to him. He liked the front rows filled with donors and the mayor's cousins. He liked things orderly, which was another word for the way he liked them. When Warren's assistant pointed out the old veteran sitting alone by the barricades, Warren didn't ask his name. He asked how long he'd been there and whether he had a ticket. Eli said he didn't need one. He'd marched this same street in 1953, home from Korea, and nobody had asked him for a ticket then either. Warren smiled the smile of a man who has already decided the answer. He crouched down, gripped the cord at Eli's collar, and in one motion, lifted the dog tags clean off the old man's neck. "Can't have loose metal near the parade cars," he said, and dropped them into his coat pocket like they were nothing. Eli didn't reach for them. He didn't raise his voice. He only said, "Those aren't mine to lose, sir. They're my father's. He died the same day he earned them." The crowd around them went very quiet, but what none of them knew was that those tags didn't belong to any ordinary soldier. Eli's father, Private Samuel Monroe, had marched in this town's parade in 1945. From the very back, in a segregated unit, forbidden from the reviewing stand his own son now sat near. He died 2 years later of wounds he never let heal properly, working double shifts so Eli could have shoes for school. "He taught me to stand up straight even when nobody was looking," Eli would say. Said dignity wasn't something they could hand you, only something they could fail to notice. Eli had worn those tags every parade since, not for himself, but so his father would finally get to see one, even from around his son's neck. Then the motorcade rounded the corner early and stopped. A 3-star general stepped out, flanked by 2 younger officers, and walked straight past the reviewing stand toward the folding chair at the curb. "Corporal Monroe," he said, loud enough for the whole block. "The 3rd Infantry doesn't forget who pulled 4 men out of that ravine at Chipyong-ni." Warren's clipboard slipped from his hand. His face went white, then whiter, right there in front of the same crowd that had just watched him take an old man's tags off his neck. The general held out his palm. Warren, hands shaking, returned them without a word. The crowd that had frozen an hour earlier began, one by one, to rise to their feet, not for the parade, for him. By the following week, the video of Warren Cole's hands shaking as he emptied his pocket had been viewed 11 million times. The city terminated his contract within 72 hours. 2 other coordinators resigned before the review board could even ask them a question. The town council issued a formal apology and, within a month, passed a permanent seating ordinance for veterans at every civic event. No exceptions, no tickets required. 10 years later, a teenage cadet named Samuel Monroe Reyes, Eli's great-grandson, stood at the very front of that same parade route, his own great-great-grandfather's dog tags resting against his uniform. He didn't know most of the story yet. He only knew his family didn't sit in the back anymore. Ellie, watching from a chair no one had to hand him, finally let himself smile the way his own father never got to. If you felt that chill when the general said his name, don't scroll past it. Go back and watch Warren's face in the first 10 seconds. It's already telling you everything he doesn't know is coming. If this story moved you, hit like, subscribe, and tell us below. Have you ever watched someone's true worth get revealed right in front of the people who dismissed them? Here's what really gets me about this one. It's not the general, and it's not the standing ovation. It's that Eli never once raised his voice to get it. So tell me honestly in the comments, is there someone in your life you've underestimated, that you owe a second look?